Guys, today we're doing a vlog review on the Supernatural's newest episode, season 11, episode 11. So it starts off with a really scary intro, I might say. I don't know if you guys have watched the movie Mama, but the ghostly character in that movie is what was kind of shown in Supernatural's intro. So it pretty much shows that this guy is actually suffering from really loud sounds, and his wife is somewhat of a witch and she tries to stop it, which she does, but she kind of bleeds out, which leaves her baby girl abandoned. So we pretty much know that this episode is going to revolve around that particular scary figure. So then it moves on to Sam feeling really guilty. He's just thinking about what Lucifer said to him in the previous episode about him not helping Dean when he was in purgatory. He just went on with his life and everything. It was a really selfish act of Sam, but what could he have done? Or pretty much, we don't know what's running through Sam's mind, and what he did was already done, and it couldn't be redone again. No, nothing could have ever happened. It was done, and that's it. So yeah. I know I've said it in the previous vlog or even in my blogs about Asian actors. I have seen quite good Asian actors before in the US or UK TV series or even movies, but somehow Supernatural is not bringing them a really good name or image. I have nothing against Supernatural putting down Asians or pretty much killing them every single time they pop out onto the screen, but I'm not like against it or in favor of it. So when Lucifer is out in Castiel's body, he comes across another angel who tries to stab him, knowing that he's Lucifer, and then with like a snap of the finger, goodbye to the Asian angel. So once again, thank you very much to the Asian actors who pop out into the screen for less than 5 minutes. And they all really look dumb. And once again, I'm not a racist. I'm not against Asians. I am Asian as well, so yeah, nothing against my own people. After all this drama about darkness and Lucifer and everything, Sam and Dean finally have a normal case to actually attend to, which is only like really near to their place. And they head down to an old folks' home, which they actually thought of like placing themselves in there as well because they don't really have family and they only have each other. But Dean actually says that he would want to go for it, but Sam is more like, if we live through till that age, which is actually much more possible because with so much happening right now and Lucifer being out of the cage, apocalypse is going to be like just around the corner. So chances of them surviving is not that high, despite having an angel who is now being possessed by another angel. Yeah. So they tried to figure out what's happening in the old folks' home because the victim that died was pretty much old, firstly, and he had his head bashed in and he was screaming the words, get it out of my head. So Sam actually tries to figure out what's wrong with this guy who died, and he finds that this guy actually was stealing Viagra pills from other patients, and Dean, realizing this from the medical records and from what the manager had said, makes a really lame pun that says that guy make a dick move. So yeah, dick, Viagra, you get it. So then they come across this old lady who is totally smitten by Dean because have you seen Dean Winchester? He's totally amazing looking. And then we realize that in that night, like on that night, the manager hears the same screaming voices and he sees this scary figure coming towards him, and he starts bashing his head against the window and he drops down, and this figure starts eating off his brains, which is seen by this old lady. And then they come back and then they realize that it's actually a banshee because that's what she described it to be. So talking about banshees, if you guys do watch Teen Wolf, Banshee is really up in Teen Wolf right now. So yeah, I was totally thinking about Lydia all the while when they said Banshee. Then Sam actually notices a girl who's working there, but she's deaf, and I'm quite impressed that Supernatural bring on not challenged people, but not disabled as well, but you get what I mean. They actually bring on like people with disabilities in their life and give them normal lives and normal roles. Like, it just didn't matter. But even then, it actually makes sense to the storyline because she's in fact the baby that was in the first intro scene, and that's how she lost her hearing because of the screaming noises. Realizing there was a banshee, Dean actually realizes that he needs to get a gold knife, and he heads back to the bunks, which is when he hears noises and he goes in search of it, and he realizes that Castiel is there. But we all know that Castiel isn't really Castiel, it's actually Lucifer. And he spills to Lucifer, thinking that it's Castiel, of course, that Amara and him have some kind of a connection, and there may be more than that involved. And now Lucifer is fully aware of what is the weak point of Amara, which is obviously Dean Winchester right now. So the deaf girl is actually not a staff there, and she's actually a hunter as well, because she was adopted by the hunters that found her parents' body. And she's actually her mother's father is actually one of the men of letters, which means that she's a legacy as well. So hi to another one more legacy of men of letters. Great to meet them on screen. Realized that the banshee actually feeds on people who are very vulnerable, and they suspected it to be the old lady that was completely smitten by Dean. However, when everything is set and ready, the banshee actually goes after Dean, and we all know why, because of Amara, and he's totally vulnerable. His heart is literally like left open, and he's just waiting for her to come back to him, but he just doesn't want to like accept it. So of course, with the help of the old lady and everything, the banshee is gone. But yeah, I'm still thinking about Lydia right now. Lydia from Teen Wolf, by the way. And then the old lady who is totally like head over heels for Dean says to him that he should follow his heart, and that there's no hope for him and her because he loves someone else. And Dean does not really want to agree with that because, in fact, she is darkness, and how would that work out? So, yeah, that's really sad. And then, Amara is the love of Dean, and having the mark of Cain and releasing her was all that took for it. So I'm not really saying I'm against the two of them being together. I'm actually rooting for them to be together. But it'd be kind of cool that if Dean dated like God's sister. That'd be like a really cool storyline. I do hope that actually happens, or there's more screen time for the both of them. Remember the beginning that I said that Sam felt really guilty? So he finally tells Dean that he feels sorry that he did not search for Dean when he was in purgatory. But Dean says that, it was already over, and now they have each other, and that's what really matters more, not that what happened in the past could actually make a difference to them. Also, like, Sam finally realizes that the Banshee is attacking Dean, and why was it that way when Dean wasn't really vulnerable? And Dean just says, like, because it was trying to protect itself. But we all know it's fake, and that Dean pretty much is vulnerable thanks to Amara, which is kind of sweet and stuff, like finally seeing Dean's soft side. So yeah. And then Dean cannot sleep at night, even though Sam is pretty much about to knock out any moment in the last few scenes of season 11, episode 11, sitting at the edge of his bed and just pretty much yearning for Amara, which I feel is really sweet, and I really can't wait for next week's episode to come back on and see what happens with Amara and Dean. And hopefully Lucifer can be put down, or else there'll be an apocalypse that's gonna be upcoming soon. So, totally awesome episode. I'm totally in love with it. They did cover a lot of things, and everyone had their own screen time. Shout out to Misha Collins for doing an amazing acting of Lucifer and Castiel, because he had to actually act out as Castiel when he's talking to Dean, to not let him realize that he's actually Lucifer. So, really amazing acting. I really can see the Lucifer in Misha Collins when he does it, and there's Castiel still. It's totally amazing episode. I would give it a 5-star review for this, and please go check it out wherever possible. Download it, watch it online, watch it on TV. Just go check it out. So I hope you guys like this review. So let's please like, subscribe, and thanks!